Your car looks great on the outside, the paint is clean, the wheels are shiny, the brakes feel responsive every morning when you back out of the driveway. But inside your brake lines right now, inside the calipers, inside the master cylinder, inside every inch of hydraulic tubing that connects your foot to your stopping power, there's a process happening that most drivers have never been told about. A slow, invisible chemical deterioration that builds over months and years until one day, in exactly the wrong moment, your brakes don't work the way they're supposed to. Today I'm going to show you what's actually happening inside your brake system, why it matters more than most maintenance items on your car, and what you need to do about it before it becomes a safety problem. This is real chemistry and real engineering. Nothing invented, nothing exaggerated. Let's start with the fundamental property of brake fluid that makes this entire problem possible. Brake fluid DOT3, DOT4, and DOT5.1, which covers virtually every passenger vehicle on American roads, is hygroscopic. That word means it actively absorbs moisture from the surrounding environment, not passively, actively. The glycol ether chemistry that gives brake fluid its excellent heat resistance and hydraulic properties also makes it chemically attracted to water molecules. Your brake system is not airtight. The reservoir cap has a small vent. The rubber brake hoses that flex every time your suspension moves have microscopic pores that allow slow vapor transmission over time. The seals throughout the system pass trace amounts of moisture as they age. According to AmSoil's published fluid data, DOT3 brake fluid absorbs approximately 1 to 2% of its volume in water per year under normal conditions. That doesn't sound like much. But follow what that number means in practice. Fresh brake fluid out of a sealed bottle is clear to light amber, transparent, clean, chemically stable. After 12 months in a real brake system, it's beginning to carry dissolved moisture throughout the system. After 24 months, the water content has reached a level where the fluid's protective and performance properties are measurably degraded. The fluid darkens. Depending on what's happening inside the system, it can turn cloudy, then tan, then dark brown or nearly black if metal corrosion products are mixing in. You can see this yourself. Remove the reservoir cap and look at the fluid. Fresh fluid looks like apple juice. Fluid that's 3 or 4 years old in a neglected system looks like used motor oil. That visual change isn't just cosmetic. It reflects a complete transformation of the fluid's chemical state and its ability to protect your braking system. Here's where the degradation stops being a maintenance inconvenience and starts being a safety issue. Brake fluid works by being incompressible. When you press the brake pedal, you're pushing a hydraulic column of fluid through lines to the calipers, which press the pads against the rotors. Hydraulic fluid transfers force perfectly because liquid cannot be compressed. Water can boil and become a gas. Gas can be compressed. And here's what that means when your fluid has absorbed significant moisture and you're braking hard. Under hard braking, emergency stops, extended downhill grades, repeated heavy braking on mountain roads. Brake components generate substantial heat. Fresh DOT3 fluid has a dry boiling point of 401 degrees Fahrenheit according to AutoZone's published specifications. Its wet boiling point, after absorbing approximately 7% water drops to 284 degrees Fahrenheit. That's a 117 degree reduction in the margin between normal operating temperature and the point where fluid starts to boil. When brake fluid boils, it converts to vapor inside the hydraulic lines. The vapor forms bubbles throughout the system. Now when you press the brake pedal, instead of pushing an incompressible column of liquid to the calipers, you're compressing gas bubbles. The pedal goes soft. It travels further toward the floor than normal. The braking force doesn't build the way it should. This is what engineers call vapor lock, and what drivers experience as a suddenly soft or spongy pedal during heavy braking. In a worst case scenario, a long mountain descent with repeated heavy braking on fluid that's been in service for 4 years, vapor lock can cause the pedal to go all the way to the floor with minimal braking response. Research published on ResearchGate studying 100 vehicles with varying ages and mileage confirmed that brake fluid boiling points decrease significantly and consistently with moisture absorption, with older vehicles and higher mileage vehicles showing lower boiling points across the sample. But the danger isn't limited to vapor lock in extreme braking situations. There's a slower, more insidious damage process happening every day inside your calipers. When moisture-laden brake fluid sits in the lowest points of the hydraulic system, and the caliper pistons are often among the lowest points, it creates the conditions for electrochemical corrosion. The dissolved water in contact with the steel and aluminum internal surfaces of the caliper, combined with the small electrical currents that flow through a modern vehicle's chassis, creates galvanic corrosion at a microscopic level. Pitting forms on the interior bore surfaces of the caliper. The rubber seals that allow the piston to move smoothly and retract cleanly when you release the brake pedal begin to swell and deform from chemical exposure to acidic degraded fluid. Swollen seals create drag. The piston doesn't fully retract after you release the pedal. The brake pad maintains partial contact with the rotor even when you're not braking. This condition, a dragging brake caliper, has consequences that go well beyond brake performance. A caliper that doesn't release fully generates constant heat in that corner of the car. The brake rotor runs hot all the time. The pad on that caliper wears significantly faster than the others. Your fuel economy drops because the engine is working against continuous brake drag on one or more corners. On a vehicle with four-wheel disc brakes, a dragging rear caliper from fluid degradation might cost you 1 to 2% in fuel economy every mile you drive, every day until it's repaired. That adds up over months of driving, and the repair for a seized caliper, the component that corroded from the inside because its fluid was never changed, runs $300 to $500 per corner at a typical shop, with high performance or luxury vehicle calipers running $800 to $200 or more. Compare that to a brake fluid flush that costs $75 to $100 and takes about an hour. Modern vehicles add another layer of sensitivity to this problem. The ABS module, traction control system, and electronic stability control that are now standard on virtually every passenger vehicle sold in America use brake fluid pressure in ways that traditional manual brakes never did. These systems have small internal valves that modulate brake pressure dozens of times per second during an ABS activation event. They have precision bores machined to extremely tight tolerances. Corrosion particles circulating in degraded brake fluid, microscopic rust, and metal debris from corroded internal surfaces can damage these valve bores, clog the small orifices in the hydraulic control unit, and cause ABS or stability control faults. According to AutoZone's brake fluid technical documentation, contaminated fluid can trigger the ABS warning light, particularly in DOT4 and DOT 5.1 systems. ABS module replacement is one of the most expensive brake system repairs, typically $800 to $1,500 or more depending on the vehicle. It's not a component most drivers think about when they skip a brake fluid service, but the connection is direct and documented. How do you know where your brake fluid actually stands right now? There are 3 ways to assess it. The first is visual. Look at the reservoir. Clear to light amber is healthy. Cloudy, dark brown, or nearly black means the fluid is overdue. The second is a digital brake fluid tester, an inexpensive tool available at auto parts stores for $20 to $40 that measures the boiling point of the fluid electronically. You dip the probe into the reservoir. It sends a small current through the fluid and reads the boiling point based on the fluid's electrical conductivity, which correlates to water content. A reading above 284 degrees Fahrenheit indicates fluid that still has acceptable protective properties. Below that threshold, the fluid is in the danger zone. The third method is a strip test, moisture test strips that change color based on water content in the fluid. Less precise than electronic testing, but fast and inexpensive. A pedal that feels slightly spongy compared to when the car was new, uneven rotor temperatures after a drive, one corner significantly hotter than the others, or a faint chemical smell from the wheels after moderate driving are all physical signs that the brake system deserves attention. When you have the fluid replaced, the method matters. A simple top-off of the reservoir doesn't help. It adds fresh fluid on top of old, contaminated fluid throughout the lines, calipers and master cylinder. The old fluid is still there. The correct service is a complete flush, where old fluid is pushed out of the entire system and replaced with fresh fluid from start to finish. The most thorough method is pressure bleeding. A pressurized tank of fresh fluid is connected to the reservoir, and each bleeder screw is opened in sequence until the fluid running out is clear and fresh. This method removes old fluid from every part of the system, including the ABS module passages. Some shops use a vacuum bleeder at each caliper, which works but is slightly less effective at purging the ABS module passages. When having this service done, confirm that the shop is flushing the entire system, all 4 corners, and not just bleeding 1 or 2 calipers. Partial flushes are better than nothing but leave contaminated fluid in parts of the system. Service interval guidance for 2024 through 2026 vehicles is consistent across major manufacturer recommendations and independent testing data. For vehicles using DOT3 fluid, less common in newer vehicles but still found in some domestic applications, replace every 2 years or 30,000 miles. For DOT4, which is standard in most European vehicles and increasingly common in domestic applications requiring higher heat tolerance, replace every 2 years for normal driving, every year for vehicles that see mountain driving, towing, track use, or performance driving. For DOT5, on high-performance fluid specified in some performance vehicles and motorcycles. Follow the same 2-year interval but prioritize testing rather than mileage alone, as DOT 5.1's higher initial boiling point gives it more margin before degradation becomes dangerous. If you've purchased a used vehicle and don't have documentation of a brake fluid change in the maintenance records, treat it as overdue and have it flushed regardless of how the fluid looks. Appearance alone doesn't tell the complete story of water content. The math on brake fluid maintenance is about as clear as it gets in all of vehicle ownership. A brake fluid flush costs $75 to $100. Done on a 2-year schedule over 10 years, you've spent $375 to $500. A seized caliper repair costs $300 to $500 per corner, and fluid neglect typically doesn't affect just one corner. An ABS module replacement from fluid-related contamination runs $800 to $2,500. The total cost of neglecting brake fluid for 10 years could easily run $2,000 to $4,000 in repairs. That's before accounting for the fuel economy loss from dragging calipers. And none of that accounts for the safety implications of reduced braking performance at the moment it matters most. Your brake fluid is the one component of your brake system that's invisible, that gives you almost no warning when it's failing, and that most drivers never think about. It's working inside sealed lines you can't easily inspect. It's degrading continuously from the moment it's installed. And when it finally fails in the way degraded brake fluid fails, not gradually, but suddenly during hard braking, there's no opportunity to pull over and deal with it calmly. The $75 fluid flush is the cheapest safety investment in your vehicle. If you've never had yours changed, or if you don't know when it was last done, that's the first call to make this week. If this gave you something to act on, hit the like button. Drop a comment telling me how old your brake fluid is, or whether you even knew this needed to be changed. I read every single one. Subscribe for more honest car information with nothing to sell you. A lot more is coming.